My first guest tonight is an actor, a writer, a comedian, and a regular guest on this program. It's a pleasure to have him back. Please welcome a very funny gentleman, Mr. Richard Lewis. Nice to see you.
Is this bad posture for network television? I just,
What's the matter? Is it me? Do I have posture problems?
No, I do. You're relaxed. I'm embarrassed. I'm wearing I had a practice brace on. Because I dip, you know? And I blame, I blame my family for so much on this show that it's a nightmare. But I just think it's their fault. I come out on TV, it's network television, and I should be able to, I know it's from childhood, you know.
No, you look all right. If you had not called attention to it, I would have. Now you look a little like a chicken with doing that.
No, but they would say, you'll never be in show business. You shouldn't. And I used to walk around like a little turtle with a skull cap on for like a year and a half, you know, and a big piece of lettuce in my room. That was pretty much it.
But now that you're a successful entertainment personality, your family must be very supportive of you.
Yeah, there's some I'm sure that are out there that are. Look, I love my family, you know, but I think I'm a product of my childhood, quite frankly, you know. That's what I was thinking backstage. I was looking in the mirror and I was slouching over. Look, I used to sit around the table with all the relatives. They used to put me down in harmony. It was like really an embarrassing thing. You'll never make it, you'll never make it, you know, kind of thing. And my father, he bought me like my first slacks, some men's slacks.
Yeah.
He gave me like training cuffs for like a week and a half, you know, and always felt not ready, but... Tomorrow's the test, you know.
Tomorrow is the test.
Well, I'll see them again.
I see.
At a big reunion.
Yeah.
And
who is your uncle that you mentioned from time to time?
Oh, well, last year, Uncle Ray, he'll be there. He had, he drinks a tad too much, you know, at dinner, and he used to sleep. I told you
This
last
is the guy
year.
who falls asleep.
Fall asleep like, oh, I'm a failure, I'm a loser, I'm nowhere, you know. Kind of So I tried to help him last trip in. I tried to get one of these self-help books for him. But it backfired. I went to this bookstore in New York, and I go over to the guy, like, you're the young kid, and I said, pardon me, do you have that book, You, the Pitiful Alcoholic? You know, it's like, and the guy, do you have You, the Pitiful Alcoholic? And my uncle ran out with, like, black tape over his eyes, you know, and my cousin, Marty, will be there. And I'm a little angry at him. He's like a real dreamer, schemer kind of guy, and he's always he has like a divining rod shop in Staten Island now, you know. And he's like a real pseudo kind of mystic, you know. And he's really, it's frightening, because like months ago, Christmas time.
He's a psychic kind of guy?
Well, he thinks he does these mystical things, you know. And we're sitting around the table, and he's like, we're having like a religious evening, you know. It's like a holiday. And he's sitting there, and he's into this psychic phenomena stuff. And in the middle of the dinner, he points at me, you know, and I'm like, you know, it's frightening. He says, "Don't eat popcorn in May," he said to me, you know.
Well, it's important to know that.
He has to find something.
Now, how do you feel? I know you're kind of a hypochondriac. Are you? Is that safe to say?
Well, yeah, that whole posture nonsense, you know. I mean, that's so upset I even talked about it. I try to relax, you know. I'm back home in L.A. I'm taking a slam dancing course at the Jewish Community Center now.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
I have a helmet on, like a skull cap helmet, like a batting helmet if I fall.
That's good.
I go to doctors all the time. You know, I am a hypochondriac. A friend of mine sent me, I think he made up a hypochondriac's coloring book. You know, it had like outlines of like healthy people. I would just like color in problems all day. And this thing. But I go, and you have to go. You know, but I go for the wrong reasons, you know. Although this was legit. Friends always say, you're not sick, you're not sick. I was really sick. I was shopping the other day, and I have trouble pulling the last card out, you know. I don't know what those cards do, but I got shopping card elbow, whatever it is, you know. I couldn't yank the thing out, and then the wheels were like an Elephant Man card. It was like spinning around for like an hour and a half. I wound up at some young Republicans picnic in Santa Barbara. I don't know where the hell I was, you know. I was following this thing for hours, and go to the doctor. There was a shopping cart man in Beverly Hills I was told about, you know. I could have gone to Geneva. There's a guy there, but who has time? Who has time for that? And I'm not gonna, you know, I can't say I'm happy. I mean, I'm paranoid. I go in yet, I'm paranoid. Like the X-ray, the guy gave me an X-ray for the arm. And look, I'm sorry. I mean, they put this cone, it's like 3 Mile Island time in front of you, and then he runs around the block, hides in a safe for an hour and a half, you know? You walk out like the Thing, and he's putting in the hall with a golf thing there, you know? And he says to me, he says, bring a specimen, which I feel like it's enough to go to doctors with all the money. I had to bring a gold bar last physical. That's how much it cost me, you know? And I don't want to bring that specimen in. I'm embarrassed at home. I live alone again, but I put a little hood on when I do it, you know, and I feel the nurses are in this conspiracy. I give them the little jar. She says, "Is your name on the bottle?" I don't know. Your name is Chunky Skippy? I don't know. I didn't have time to type my name. That's all I have to do in my life. Type labels on my personality. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Now, I want to talk to you about living in Los Angeles. How is that easy? You've only been out there a decade. Has it gotten any easier for you? No. Anything new in LA that's got you down?
Well, it's lots of stuff, and it's the women thing. You know, I'm bad luck. I went to this bad luck lounge, like in Santa Barbara, you know. Meet this woman, and the thing that's upsetting to me is that, you know, I know now that I cannot let go of somebody, which is very important. If say you love somebody, they don't love you. They give you subtle clues. It got to a point I was so disgusting. I mean, I was trying to get it back, and she invited me over to her house to watch her blowtorch my name out of a Rolodex, you know. And she was a mistake anyway. She was anti-Semitic. You know, I found that out in bed. I found out she had like a little tattoo of right on the corner. It was like a rabbi and a half Nelson. She had right on the corner. So, you know, I'm upset about it, and, you know, one thing, when you lie in bed with someone, let's say you're lucky if you have that, you can cuddle, you know, because I can't sleep well. So sometimes if you're not sleeping, the next person is going, well, next person, that's how intimate I'm getting to people. You know, they snore, you know, you try to get that snore, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So
she subconsciously hated me so much, she would try to screw me up with the snoring. She would go, you know, she was son.
Yeah.
And I would, like, jump around.
Couldn't get the rhythm, huh? What about, I don't even know how to bring this up, but Los Angeles and Hollywood in particular has kind of a reputation for being looser than other parts of the world. You know, have you ever, you know what I'm?
You mean sex, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh God. Well, I mean,
have you ever?
I read. You know, this Sharon was forget about it. I couldn't. I mean, she was too athletic. I just I didn't know what to do. You know, I tried to catch up. I read those books. You know, those positions. 3009. You're in a bunk bed. Your wife's holding a candelabra. You know, kind of. It's too much. You know, I'm gonna write a manual, and it'll probably. I don't know what I would call it. Probably, you know, it'd be. Ow! You're on my hair. That would be the name of the. It's the.
You're on my hair. Yep.
On my hair. You know, what else? That's all I do with it. I mean, it's just there's too much pressure. I mean, for men, they make love once, it's over. You know, women, so many times, it's the greatest. You know, and after once for a man, it's no. Everyone knows this, unless you're a parakeet, I guess. You know, you make love once, check. You know, that's it. So I know what I lie in bed. I'm still insecure. If someone would say, you know, God willing, let's make love again, I go. I really like to, but I think I'll put some aluminum siding on the house first. No sex manuals.
It was nice to see you again, Richard.
It's always great to see you.
How long are you going to be in town?
A couple of days. See Uncle Ray tomorrow and the cousin, and then I'm off.
Yeah.
You know.
You don't mind flying?
I'm not a fan.
No,
I'm not a big fan.
Me neither. Nice to see you again. Richard Lewis, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back with Barbara Cartland.